Hello, my dear students. Welcome in another video lecture of our vertebrate structure and function. In our previous lecture, we discussed about Eurochordate ancestry theory. Now, today we will talk about the cephalochordate ancestry. So, today we will talk about cephalochordate. So, in cephalochordate, the most common animal which is studied is lancelet. So, you might be heard about Amphioxus most of the time, probably. So there are most common basic features and basic characteristics which are possessed by our lancelet or amphioxus, or we can say that any cephalochordate animal. The basic chordate characters which are presence of notochord, presence of nerve cord, presence of gill slits, pharyngeal gills, and presence of post and a tail. So these all characteristics are possessed by our cephalochordate, and as we know that in cephalochordates, notochord is extended from head to the tail region. In our that Eurochordates, the notochord is only at tail region, but here in this cephalochordates, notochord is extended from head to tail region. So this is the most important characteristic feature. Now let us just come here to the diagram. So in this diagram you can observe that there is a dorsal nerve cord is present, and this is the notochord is there. The notochord is there, pharyngeal gill slits are there, and the post anal tail is also there. So these are the most basic characteristic feature of our chordate, we can say. So here the lancelet name is used. Uh, we can also call it as amphioxus. So according to the Colbert, scientist name is Colbert, and he just said that living amphioxus or lancelet is logical answer for protovertebrates, or we can say that primitive type of vertebrates, because they have all the characteristic feature closely related to the vertebrate characteristic features. That's why according to Colbert, amphioxus is a logical answer, or it has the logical connection to the vertebrates. But in Homer Smith's that uh, view, he also just written in his book named as From Fish to Philosopher in 1953. So he also suggested hypothetical protovertebrate to that these vertebrates or these cephalochordates are really closely related to the vertebrates. So that thought of Colbert was reconstructed by Homer Smith in his book titled as From Fish to Philosopher, which was written or published in 1953. And just because the amphioxus greatly resembles vertebrates, it is just uh, uh, can be taken as an ancestor for vertebrates, but the excretory system of cephalochordate has flame cells in them. उनके जो excretory system में flame cells होते हैं, so those are called as solenocytes, जो ectodermal in origin होते हैं. But when we are talking about our vertebrate kidney or vertebrate excretory system which has kidney, so this kidney is mesodermal in origin. uh, so on the basis of this characteristic feature, it lacks, मतलब हम नहीं बोल सकते that they are the perfect ancestor of vertebrates. This is the characteristic feature on the basis of what जो ड्रॉबैक है. एंड प्लस they also lack strong civilization or brain system, we can say, और nervous system उनका strong नहीं होता है, and they also lack sense organs भी उनके उतने powerful नहीं होते. That's why we cannot conclude that cephalochordates as perfect ancestor or the ancestor for vertebrates. And but as I said just right now, in few moments before, that this cephalochordates has notochord extended from head to tail region. As they has this notochord extended from head to tail region, so this is the one of the characteristic feature, unique characteristic feature, which indicates that cephalochordates may have common ancestral body plan, related to or similar to the vertebrates, that कि वो कहीं ना कहीं एक सिमिलर टाइप ऑफ एंसिस्ट्रल प्लान रखते हैं, या बॉडी उनका बॉडी फॉर्मेशन जो है वो सिमिलर एंसिस्टर से हुआ है, लेकिन वो एक दूसरे के एंसिस्टर नहीं है, या फिर हम बोल सकते हैं कि सिफेलोकॉर्डेट एक परफेक्ट एंसिस्टर नहीं है. दे माइट हैव कॉमन एंसिस्टर from which दोनों means they both evolved, and they both evolved in the different paths or different forms or in a different ways, but they have a common ancestor. But cephalochordate is not a perfect ancestor of vertebrate, but they belong to the both they both belong to the same ancestor. So on the basis of this, we can just conclude that these cephalochordates have the similar body formation and as that of vertebrates. So this is the original diagram of Amphioxus. So you can observe this pharyngeal gill slits, the postanal tail, the notochord is there, and beneath that nerve cord is there. So this is how the Amphioxus looks in reality. uh, so wait a minute. Now here in this diagram you will easily understand that what I am trying to say. So this could be a common ancestor, that Ascarian. So this is the common ancestor, or hemichordate is the common ancestor of our uh, cephalochordate as well as vertebrate. So the as we learn in यूरोकॉर्डेट ancestry theory कि हेमिकॉर्डेट से यूरोकॉर्डेट्स इवॉल्व हुए हैं, एंड यूरोकॉर्डेट में जो एस्केरियन लार्वा है वो फुली डेवलप नहीं हो पाया, एंड सेक्सुअली डेवलप होने के बाद इट जस्ट टुक द type of or it just start resembling the tadpole of our frog, and it looks like the tadpole. So Ascarian larva is free swimming larva, and from this Ascarian larva our cephalochordates and vertebrates both get evolved. So this suggests that they have common ancestor but not each other's ancestor, or each other, they don't have any ancestry relation, but they have a common ancestor from which they both evolved in two different ways. So here our cephalochordate ancestry theory ends. Have a nice day.